Hi. Well, this is my first attempt at YouTube uploads and documenting my VSG journey. I started in December of 2015 with my first appointment, um, and it kind of all just went back to back to back since then. So some stats. I have been overweight pretty much my entire life at one point or another. Um, for a small period of time, about maybe a year and a half, I was at an ideal weight, I guess, for my figure or for my frame. I'm Latin descent. I have 5'4", and back in my 20s, I think 160 was my lowest weight that I've personally ever achieved. Um, excuse me. But since then, I've gotten married. I've had 3 children. Got 3 boys under the age of 8. I have an 8-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a soon-to-be 4-year-old. Hence some of the additional weight gain. And life's been crazy these last couple of years. So um, I gained most of my recent weight when my last son was born. He was 11 pounds 14 ounces. So he was a big boy, and I got big, and it was just, uh, it was hard. After he was born, I went on birth control, and that triggered a weight gain with the shot. I took a Depo-Provera shot, I believe it's called, and that created about a 30-pound weight gain in about 3 months. So that's how I ended up starting to go see the doctor, bariatric doctor, and I was working with him for about 2 years, trying to lose the weight, and it never really came off. And part of it was because I'm a mom of 3 and I'm married. And my husband is very, very supportive, but nonetheless, I'm going to the gym, eating the right things, eating on time. That never has happened in the last 3 years. So in December, I went back to go see. Well, let me go back a little bit. In June of 2016, my nutritionist that I work with through the bariatric doctor's office made a recommendation that I look into via vertical sleeve gastrectomy, and I was like, oh my god, no, like, I can go to the gym, or I can try more dieting, or I can be more strict, or I can try all these different things before I even consider going that route. I thought of it was like who does that? Like, who gets surgery when you could try all these different things? And I figured, well, if I exhaust everything else, then maybe I'll try it at that point. But I really didn't think much of what she had suggested. So I went on vacation. I came back. The fall started. The kids went back to school, and I hadn't really lost any weight over the summer. I hadn't gained, but I hadn't lost. So I went back to go see the doctor in December, and when I was there, she's like, you've been here about 2 years. You haven't really seen a lot of progress. You've been on different sorts of medications, and you may really want to reconsider the vertical sleeve gastrectomy, because it's worked for some of my other clients and some of my other patients. And I was like, well, she's like, do your research. So I did, and I had a follow-up appointment in January of 2016. Sorry, no, 2017. And by that point, I had done a lot of YouTube videos and read through and listened to people's accounts of why they got to that point, or why they were doing it, or how it went for them, and a lot of the success stories. I looked really hard for videos regarding the downside of having this surgery, and what could go wrong, and why not do it. And I have yet to find one that says don't do it. So I was kind of like intrigued, and I actually saw the bariatric doctor in January, and he recommended it as well. And so kind of that got the ball rolling. And my cousin works at the hospital. So I left my appointment with the doctor, went to go see my cousin, and told her a little bit about what had happened. And she's like, "Oh my God, he's like one of the best surgeons in the city, and you should really talk to him. And they have this, orientation you have to go to before you even get to meet with him." So literally walk out of her office, walk over to my surgeon's office, get on the schedule for that Saturday to go to the orientation, and then went to the orientation with my husband and sat there and learned a lot of reasons why people yo-yo diet and why it never stays off, and why it's recommended for some, not recommended for others. So it was very informative, and my husband went with me, and kind of walking out, I'm like, yeah, this is tailor made for my situation. Um, I've tried it. I've done Weight Watchers and the Atkins diet. I've done. Um, I tried the beach diet. Um, so I needed something a little bit more extreme at this point. The biggest push was that I'm 42 years old and I have 3 boys, and I want to be active. I cannot be active with them. My sister, God bless her heart, took a video of me trying to play soccer with my boys, and I hadn't really seen myself this big. Um, I knew I was big. I mean, God, when this started, I was 262 pounds. So I knew I was big. It wasn't like, oh, it's a surprise. But I didn't know that I looked like a refrigerator. Because when I saw myself on the video running, I looked like a refrigerator running, with a pink shirt on. It was very eye-opening. Um, so, yeah, that kind of was a straw that broke the camel's back in regards to why this whole thing started in December. Um, so, yeah, that's how I ended up starting this process. And I just so happened that I lined up my appointments every month with my bariatric doctor as well as my surgeon and the nutritionist, and it just worked itself out that the surgery was going to be covered by the insurance because of my BMI. I was just at that weight, and that was the other thing the nutritionist had mentioned. She's like, you're kind of in this weird spot where if you were to lose 40 pounds on your own, then you wouldn't be eligible for the surgery, which you would hope you wouldn't want the surgery at that point, but it was one of those make or break moments. So yeah, the insurance covered it, and I had surgery on, I should know this, almost a week ago, on May 17th, 2017, and at the Keck USC Medical Center here in Los Angeles, and under Dr. Kikuta, which is an amazing surgeon. He's been really good. He's gotten a lot of great reviews. Sorry, I'll organize myself here. His bedside manner doesn't matter really. As long as he's a great surgeon, that's really all that matters. He's been nice to me. I don't have anything to complain about in regards to his bedside manner. But if you're expecting warm and fuzzy and hugs and hurrah hurrah for you, he's not the surgeon to go to. But if you want an excellent surgeon who knows what he's doing, has a lot of years of experience, top of his field, then you want to go to Dr. Kikuta. But yeah, everything went well. I am, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days post-op, and I'm feeling fine. Lighting here isn't that great. Let's see. That helps a little bit. But I'm feeling fine. Day 1 and 2 and 3 were kind of a little bit more slower and groggier and energy and all that. Pain-wise, I didn't have any of the gas pains. I was very lucky. I did not have any gas pains. I've been walking and things are moving normally, and I'm really good. I'm been hungry in regards to food that I've seen being prepared, that I've smelled. Not that I see, but that I've smelled. Um, so that's been interesting. But the protein shakes have worked. I mean, I've lost almost 10 pounds since the 17th, so very happy. I've um, I've lost almost 30 pounds since I started this. I started at 262, and this morning I weighed in at 230 at the hospital, so it's going good. Um, and the day of surgery I was 240. So about 20 pounds on my own I lost with my dietitian. Um, but yeah, at this point I have no regrets. I was a little freaked out. Like day 2, I was like, oh my god, I actually did this. I really can't believe I did this. But then I saw, I lost 5 pounds in like 3 days, and I was like, okay, I really did this. So I'm happy. Right now, I'm not sure what may come later, what issues might arise later, but as of right now, everything's going well. I can start to see my cheekbones. Just so weird. Let's see if I can find some before pictures and try to figure out how to post them on here. But yeah, that's my little journey in regards to weight loss and how I started this VSG journey. I just wanted to be active and be able to have energy again and not be tired all the time and be able to run around with my kids. So I'm hoping this journey will go well for me. Thus far, it's been a good start. But I'm doing this to because one of the things I could not find when I was doing the searches for the VSG blogs, I guess you would call them, there were no Latinas out there. There was nobody that looked like me or had issues like me. There was nobody who had, craziness, 3 kids and husband and work and everything else going on. And everybody that I found was either single or their children were older. So there was nobody that was Latina, had issues of cultural issues, or that was, had more than 2 children, or their children were already grown. So I'm doing this for if there's anybody out there that is a mom of little kids and is really worried about, is this the right choice for me? At least maybe you can relate in some regards to my experience, and if that helps, I'm glad for it. But yeah, that's pretty much one of the reasons I'm doing this, is to document for myself and also to maybe help somebody else out in their journey. Some other mom of 3 out there that is trying to figure out, do I do this now? Do I wait? I wish I would have done this 10 years ago. I really do. I wish I would have taken a little bit more control. I wish I wouldn't have to have had the surgery. I mean, first of all, and had made better choices younger in life. But given the circumstances and where I was at, I really wish I would have done it earlier. But I will keep you posted. I'll take a little screenshot of my self. Let's see. So this is me now. And this is post-op. So you can see. They should be getting better. And sorry about the mess, but I figured I'm a mom of 3 and it's never going to be clean or as clean as I like it to be. This chair, sorry, it's not that comfortable. Um, but anyways, that's my story for now, and I'll keep you guys posted. Thank you so much for visiting, and I guess don't forget to like,